Good morning, Travels with Dottie here, and welcome to Comments and Coffee. It's the 29th of August, 2024, and it is early in the morning. It is 6:13 a.m. There's Dottie over laying on the bed, hasn't been up and had her breakfast yet, and we're going to go through the comments today. And the first one uh, on this was pretty cool. The positive news of the day was about orphaned oil wells. These are I titled it Orphaned Oil Wells, Who Knew? And an orphaned oil well is an oil well that is dormant, has not had anything pumped out of it for like 12 months, and they just sit there uncapped. Why is that significant? Because it emits huge amounts of gases that are very harmful to the environment. And the shocker was, well, there were two shockers. One was that there were like 3 million of these things in this country, and they were not where I expected them to be. They were all up like the Ohio Valley and Pennsylvania and Western New York. And I was just in go in my channel and check out the video. There's a map in there that shows the distribution of them. And it's about a nonprofit that has a mission to cap them and prevent the harm to the environment and to the climate. And so Lisa, hey Lisa, said, "Holy cow, I never expected them to be up near Lake Erie. I kind of naively expected them in Texas and perhaps Louisiana, and no." I was shocked too, Lisa. Charlie Clay said, "Great comment, video as usual. Glad we could help." And I was giving him credit for giving me the idea. It was him that suggested it. Another comment on the comment video. It's like you said, making comment videos makes it more like a conversation. It absolutely does. As a matter of fact, I jumped on one of Rusty's videos yesterday and just thanked him I told him, hey, one of your subscribers suggested this. I have a channel that's a fraction of yours. I've got like 6,000 and he's got like 70,000. It's no comparison. But I just thanked him. It's just such a great idea, and it makes me feel so good to do it. You started to add in more commentary, which makes the videos even more interesting, just my opinion. Thank you, Thornelius. And then we have Richard Cockrell on the oil wells. Good morning. Alberta, like Texas, which is oil and gas country, is probably in the high hundreds, if not thousands, of orphan wells, which the provincial and federal governments have been dealing with the massive task of decommissioning these wells. Costly and not that easy. Anyways, always, there's a lot to these stories. Cheers. In the province, there are currently 10,000 orphaned wells and about 75,000 inactive. A very big problem. It is. And my regular video was tiny RV kitchen making it work. HR Mike says, form follows function. Look good to me. Thanks for the tour. Michael's Human 3319 looks great. You have to suit yourself and not anybody else. There was a comment that just went on and on about how I'm doing it wrong, how I'm feeding my dog wrong. And it just, I tried to take a deep breath. They're trying to help, but it was just the long paragraphs of telling me I'm not doing it right. And I ended up just deleting the comment. It was a little too much for me. Nancy, do you heat up Dottie's food? And I said, no, I don't. And I doubt Dottie would even notice if I heated it up. She loves it the way it is. Just think, Stephen Gashi 6600 says, just think how much that clutter would go away when you get a casita at Paradise Escapees. Well, have a great day. I had a good answer to that one. And what he's talking about is I'm on the wait list to I use this word loosely, purchase the right to a site lifetime at the Escapees RV Park in Pahrump. It's going to be a couple years before I come up and I can pay it. It's $10,000 plus the depreciated cost of any improvements. Like there's a casita it's not a casita, it's like a storage shed, but some people use it like a casita. Some people have done big improvements to that and you need to pay for the depreciated value. That's neither here nor there. But, so I'm going to have a site that'll be mine 24/7, 365. Not that I'm going to stay there until I come off the road when I'm, 118 years old. That's the plan. So anyway, I said I am considering having a park model there full time and using the Micro Mini, this trailer, for quartzsite in the winter and eagle nest in the summer. I think if I'm patient, I can get a great price on a used one. What I can do there is when I get that spot, they allow a park model, and a park model is just, a pretty big bumper pole trailer that is made not for routine traveling, but they call it kind of a destination trailer. And it's very roomy, it's as big as inside as a Class A or a fifth wheel. And what I can do is I can leave it there full time. And when I arrive with my Micro Mini, as part of being a member there, I can park the Micro Mini in like a storage area and be in the larger park model trailer. So I'll have a lot more room there. Going to end up duplicating a lot of stuff, don't you think? I can't see myself carrying stuff in and out. I'll duplicate. I'll go to thrift stores to do that. Let's see. Judy. Hey, Judy. I'm jealous of all that space. Judy has a little Class C. Trust me, mine is smaller. I wouldn't have guessed that, but I totally believe her. She's not an exaggerator. Hoping maybe to take out my stove and oven just to put in a new countertop. I use my butane stove all the time anyway, and I have my air fryer to bake what I need, but my kitchen is smaller than yours. Wow, that's small. There's Unexpected Delights in Pahrump, Nevada is a video I did a long time ago, and a guy commented on there. He said, since you went to the chiropractor, how would you rate Pahrump's medical services in general? We visited last year and liked the town, but I didn't see much in medical services. I answered him. I said, the chiropractor is my sole medical experience here. I plan in Las Vegas for anything serious. And you know what? Now that I'm reading that and think about it, that's not going to be quite true. This February, I get my Medicare, and I will probably hunt for a primary care physician in Pahrump. Certainly any like major procedures or anything, you're going to want to go to Las Vegas. But when it comes time to find a doctor in Pahrump, I'll definitely, that'll be one of my Pahrump videos, if not more than one video for Pahrump. That was Jim Agent 1826. Thank you, Jim. Good question. Jane Smith was commenting on the kitchen video. If it works, it works. As long as you have one small area clear, you can get it all done. That's right, Jane. Jane Smith. And Tom in Mountain View. Tom in Mountain View. It's an abbreviation, so I'm guessing. So this is a little misunderstanding, I think. I did a quartzsite video on Moon Mountain Mail Services, interviewed the owner and everything, and he says, it's actually a little funny. I shouldn't laugh. I have an elite plan because I need to establish a domicile. I'm a nomad. I'll be coming to quartzsite for the winter in a couple of weeks. I need a forwarding address to give to the post office. And this is the part that shocked me. And I have emailed you about it, but you won't respond to my email. Why? Very frustrating. And I answered him, and I don't think he's seen it. I said, I'm not connected to that business. Call them. He thinks because I did a video that I'm part of that business, because he's emailed them and they haven't responded, that he's angry at me, but he isn't really angry at me. He's upset with them. So, Tom, if you see this, if you need information on that, call them, Moon Mountain Mail directly. They're pretty easy to find. Just Google Moon Mountain Mail quartzsite, and it'll come up with their phone number and everything. If you did this during the summer, they're probably just the owner is the only one working there. So um, I had an experience with her where she did not return a phone call, because the phone call was when I first said I wanted to upgrade my membership, and she didn't respond for a couple of days. Then she called and she said, "You know what? I realized I didn't respond to you. I apologize." This is a voicemail she left. I'm going to upgrade you I'm not going to charge you because I didn't return your phone call. That's the kind of person she is. So give her a call. And if you did send me an email, and asked me a question, I certainly didn't see it. A lot of times people, um, uh, uh, they hear my name or something, and they hear me say my email address, and they leave out one of the E's in Wakely, and I don't get it. Or if you sent it to me, I could have just not seen it. I don't know. I get a lot of emails, but I try to answer them all. I wouldn't, certainly if you sent me an email and I didn't respond, it was not intentional. Okay. Rod Hot in the Desert on the kitchen. Well done. My bushwhacker is even smaller, and space is a continual battle. I downsized from a house, then to an apartment, then to 6 crates. As I creep closer to my Arizona journey, I've now reduced to 3 crates in the back of the truck. If I don't use an item for a month, then out it goes. Good policy. Talk about living a new minimalist lifestyle. You'll learn to appreciate it. Trust me, I've been through exactly the same thing. I could use a tip on best rechargeable handheld vacuum to buy in the U.S. I prefer a Dyson for the Primo suction, but the price is outrageous. It is. I'd love to have a Dyson, but I'm not a millionaire. Any suggestions by you and your watchers? Appreciate it. So I gave him the Heart stick vac. I gave him a link to that. You guys have any other suggestions? Mine is around $125. I think you can get them at Walmart. Robert Burns on the kitchen. Mine 21 foot is a similar size, but I use the wall outlets without a power strip. My air fryer and Instant Pot, toaster, electric coffee maker, electric skillet, drip coffee maker, and tea kettle are all in cabinets. That's what I try to avoid. I just hate the idea of putting everything in a cabinet and having to take it out and put it back in every time I use it. Not for me. I've got just the only one thing I do that with is the Instant Pot, because that's the thing I used the least frequently. My biggest problem is I have multiple pans, mixing containers and lower cabinets under the sink, and hard to see. I need lighting in cabinets. And after I did this video and I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about all the things that I have plugged in over on that counter. And I realized, the Starlink router and the 2 cellular routers, or all those things that I mentioned about routers, I can relocate them in my storage compartment where the inverter is. Why? See, here's the thing that happens, for me at least, in RV life. I'll do something a certain way for months or years and not see that there's a better, more efficient way to do it until suddenly something triggers a thought, and I go, of course, I can move none of this stuff needs to be on my kitchen counter. It can be out of sight by my inverter in a storage area. Hello, and there's plenty of room down there, and that's been an option since day one. I think I might do that today. Wouldn't that be exciting? Anyway, so you never know. You never know. All right. Naj, hey Naj, and she to the RV Kitchen. Hi, George and Dottie. Don't worry about what people think. They don't live with you. It works for you. Awesome. Thank you. Naj says on the oil well thing, and all the time they blame the farting cows. Poor cows. Yeah. M. Campbell says, on the oil well, I hope the word gets out. Sealing those wells would be a win in lowering emissions. Absolutely. And Judy again. Judy's back. And she made a comment on my Deborah Dickinson interview. I just watched the interview. I'm always so impressed with Deborah and hope I can always call her my friend. She is the reason I was able to meet all of you, my tribe. She is a true good soul. And of course, I hope you, Rob, and I will always remain friends. Well, of course we will, Judy. Of course we will. Kate Kramer says, on the Tiny Kitchen, you said exactly what matters. It works for you. All of our needs and wants are different, so if that works for you, that's what counts. Then we have Nathan. Nathan has been recently a frequent commenter. Nathan says, hi, Rob. Thank you for including me in your nomadic community. Definitely look forward to finally meeting you this winter in Quartzsite. Yes, my wife and I have been full-time travelers since 2017. Our first visit to Quartzsite was 2020. I think that was my first visit too, was 2020. We were invited for a meetup and fell in love with Quartzsite. In the winter of 2021, our meetup group moved from Plamosa Road to LTVA South, and ironically, where we set up camp is literally right down the wash from where the next exit rally was. That's where I started, and that's where I've stayed year after year, and was where you set up for the winter now. Every winter, we stay in the same area for 3 weeks before we head out. This winter, we'll be in and around Quartzsite for about 5 weeks. 5 weeks. Can't wait to get there. Well, that's great. And I look forward to meeting you and your wife. Terry, 3193 on the kitchen video. All you need and well laid out. I've mentioned to you before, resist temptation to get a big diesel pusher Class A. Keep what you got and save the expensive headaches. And you know what? In what Terry's referring to, and I said he and maybe a she. Sorry. It's really hard to tell when there's no picture. This is just Terry's picture is a green circle with a T in the middle. So where was it? Anyway, because I was so enamored of my friend Tim's almost classic Class A, all the room and comfort, I was thinking, hey, maybe when I turn 65, which is next year, I'll get a Class A. Well, I've decided against that. And I mentioned earlier my park model destination plan for the Escapees RV Park in Pahrump. And that'll give me plenty of time each year in a big space, and that will satisfy that need. And this is going to be a trailer, nothing with an engine in it. Even if over time I have to replace the AC, the refrigerator, the hot water heater, the furnace, all that stuff, who cares? I'll do it over time. I just want to make sure I get a shell that's in a frame that's in good shape, pay someone to inspect it before I buy it, and make sure I don't have water intrusion. That's the big thing. The appliances, not a big deal. If I'm not going to move that trailer, if the refrigerator goes out, I replace it with a 120 volt residential. Hello. And if the AC goes out, get a mini split. Very efficient. I really think I have a great idea there. So Terry, I agree on the diesel pusher. Tommy, sorry, Rob, I'm out tent camping with no power or cell service. I'll catch up on all the videos I missed when I go home. Let's see. Lisa Richards does an LOL on the tiny RV kitchen, making it work. I think she's probably laughing at it. And I said, if you're into organization and no clutter and stuff like that, hit the dislike button and go watch another video. I think that's probably what she's laughing at. And that was my subtle way of saying, if you don't like it, just go someplace else. Don't tell me about it in the comments and tell me that how much you don't like the way I'm living or organizing. Susan Jack says, small but mighty works for you. That's what counts. Hi, George and Dottie. And Susan Jack again has a little heart. Well, a big heart. Heart? Can we do a heart with my fingers? Sort of, right? On the Nomad Deborah Dickinson interview. And that is all the comments for today. And I really enjoyed doing these comment coffee and comment videos. I like it a lot. And it's the growth. It's growing a little bit with people watching. I notice that, it's probably, I get a lot of people that the people that comment probably tune in because they want to hear what I have to say about their comment. The one I deleted, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, but it was just, it was, it just was too negative for me to be, um, for me to be comfortable having the comment out there on the channel. Um, I want this place to be a place of kindness and positivity, and I'd like to go by this, um, thing that I heard since I was a little tot is if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. It's a good policy. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.